I used to be overwhelmed daily until I went Japanese minimalist. Ever wake up feeling stressed before your day even starts? Like there's just too much stuff, too many choices, too many things pulling at your attention all at once? What if we told you there's a way to calm that chaos that's been working for centuries? The breaking point. So here's the thing. We used to live in this constant state of overwhelm. Every morning started the same way. We'd open our closet and stand there for 15 minutes trying to figure out what to wear from a sea of clothes we barely even liked. Then we'd head to the kitchen, where every cabinet was stuffed with gadgets we'd use maybe once. Our phones, forget about it. Hundreds of apps, thousands of photos, and this nagging feeling that we should be doing something, but we couldn't figure out what. The truth is, we were drowning, not in the actual problems, but in stuff, in options, in this constant noise that modern life throws at us from every direction. Our homes felt cluttered, our minds felt scattered, and honestly, we were exhausted. There's actually research backing this up too. Scientists have found that clutter can genuinely increase our stress hormones, particularly something called cortisol. When we're surrounded by too much stuff, our brains basically go into overdrive trying to process everything, and we end up feeling drained before we've even done anything meaningful with our day. But here's where things changed for us. We stumbled onto something called Japanese minimalism, and it wasn't what we expected at all. What Japanese minimalism actually is. Now, when most people hear minimalism, they picture those cold, empty rooms with nothing but a single chair and white walls. Super sterile, kind of sad looking, right? That's not what we're talking about here. Japanese minimalism is completely different and way more livable. The Japanese approach to minimalism isn't about getting rid of everything you own and living like you're camping indoors. It's rooted in this beautiful idea that everything in your space should serve a purpose and bring you some kind of peace or joy. There's this concept called ma in Japanese culture, which basically means the intentional use of empty space. It's not about emptiness for the sake of being empty. It's about creating breathing room in your life, both physically and mentally. Think about traditional Japanese homes for a second. They're simple, but they're warm. There might be a low table, some cushions, maybe a piece of art on the wall, and lots of natural materials like wood and paper. Everything has its place, and nothing is there just for the sake of filling space. The Japanese have been refining this approach for generations, and it shows. There's actually data showing that Japan has some of the longest life expectancies in the world. And while diet plays a big role, researchers believe that reduced stress from simpler living environments contributes too. Our first steps into this world. When we first decided to try this out, we didn't go crazy and throw everything away overnight. That's not how this works. And honestly, that would have been pretty overwhelming in itself. We started small, and we're going to walk you through exactly what we did because it made all the difference. The first thing we tackled was our bedroom. We figured if we could make the space where we sleep more peaceful, maybe we'd actually feel more rested. We pulled everything out of our closet and asked ourselves one simple question about each item. Do we actually wear this, or are we keeping it because we think we should? That question alone helped us get rid of almost half our clothes. Not because they were bad, but because they were just taking up space and mental energy every single morning. Then we looked at all the little things scattered around. The random decorations we'd picked up over the years, the stacks of books we weren't reading, the pile of chargers for devices we didn't even own anymore. We realized that all of this stuff was basically visual noise. Every item was asking for a tiny bit of our attention. And when you add it all up, it was exhausting. So we cleared it out. We kept what we loved and used regularly, and the rest went to donation centers where someone else could actually benefit from it. The change was immediate and kind of shocking. Walking into our bedroom suddenly felt different, calmer, like we could actually breathe. We started sleeping better almost right away, which we hadn't even expected. the kitchen transformation. And after seeing how good the bedroom felt, we moved to the kitchen, and this is where things got really interesting. We had 3 different sets of measuring cups. Why? No idea. We had specialty gadgets for making specific foods that we'd maybe use twice in 3 years. A panini press, an avocado slicer, one of those things that spirals vegetables into noodles. They were just sitting there, taking up valuable space and making it harder to find the stuff we actually used every day. There's this Japanese principle called Ichigo Ichie, which translates to one time, one meeting. It's about treasuring each moment because it'll never come again in quite the same way. When we applied this to our kitchen, we started thinking about what we actually needed for the meals we make and the moments we share around food. That perspective shift was huge. We kept one good set of knives, one great cutting board, pots and pans that we actually reach for, and dishes that we genuinely like using. Everything else went. And suddenly, cooking became easier. We could find what we needed without digging through drawers. Cleaning up took half the time. We started enjoying the process of making meals instead of feeling frustrated by our own kitchen. The mental shift that changes everything. Here's something we didn't expect, though. As we simplified our physical spaces, something started happening in our heads, too. We began noticing how much mental clutter we'd been carrying around. All those streaming subscriptions we barely used, the social media apps that ate up hours of our time without giving us anything back, the commitments we'd said yes to just because we felt like we should. Japanese minimalism teaches this concept of Danshari, which is all about refusing to accept unnecessary things, disposing of excess, and separating yourself from attachment to possessions. But it goes deeper than just stuff. It's about recognizing what truly adds value to your life and having the courage to let go of what doesn't, even when it feels hard. We started applying this to our schedules in our digital lives. We deleted apps we hadn't opened in months. We unsubscribed from email lists that cluttered our inbox. We started saying no to invitations that we knew would drain us instead of energize us. And weirdly enough, we didn't feel like we were missing out. We felt like we were finally making room for things that actually mattered to us. So what does this actually look like day to day, several months into this journey? Mornings are completely different. We wake up and our bedroom is peaceful. Getting dressed takes about 2 minutes because we only kept clothes we actually like wearing. Breakfast happens in a kitchen where we can easily find everything we need. There's no more frantic searching through cluttered drawers or moving things around to get to other things. But there's more than just convenience. There's this underlying sense of calm that wasn't there before. Studies have actually shown that people who describe their homes as cluttered or full of unfinished projects are more likely to feel depressed and fatigued. We're not scientists, but we can tell you from personal experience that this checks out. When we simplified our space, our mood genuinely improved. We also have more time now, which sounds weird, but it's true. We're not spending weekends organizing and reorganizing stuff. We're not losing things and then wasting time looking for them. We're not maintaining possessions that we don't even really want. That time adds up, and now we're using it for things we actually care about, like spending time with people we love or pursuing hobbies that bring us joy. The surprising side effects. There were some unexpected benefits too. Our finances improved because we stopped buying things impulsively. When you're more intentional about what you bring into your space, you naturally become more thoughtful about purchases. We started asking ourselves, where will this go? Do we really need it? Will it add value to our life? More often than not, the answer was no, and our bank account thanked us. Our relationships got better too. With less stuff to manage and less mental clutter to wade through, we had more energy for the people in our lives. We could be more present during conversations instead of thinking about all the things we needed to do or organize when we got home. Our friends and family noticed the difference, and several of them have started their own minimalist journeys after seeing how it worked for us. Even our work improved. A clearer space translated to a clearer mind, which meant we could focus better and get things done more efficiently. The Japanese actually have a term for this too: siri, seitan, seiso, or the first three principles of workplace organization, meaning sort, set in order, and shine. When we applied these to our workspace, our productivity genuinely went up. Where we are now. Here's the honest truth. We're not perfect at this. We still accumulate things sometimes. We still have moments where clutter starts creeping back in. But the difference now is that we notice it and we have the tools to address it before it becomes overwhelming again. Japanese minimalism isn't about reaching some perfect state and staying there forever. It's about developing a more intentional relationship with your possessions and your space. The daily overwhelm that used to define our lives, it's mostly gone. We still have stressful days and challenging moments, but they're not amplified by environmental chaos. We've created a home that supports us instead of adding to our stress, and that shift has honestly been life-changing. If you're feeling overwhelmed by your own stuff, your own schedule, your own life, we'd encourage you to try this approach. Start small. Pick one drawer, one shelf, one corner of one room. Ask yourself what's actually serving you and what's just taking up space. You might be surprised by how much lighter you feel when you let go of the excess. The Japanese have been onto something for a very long time, and we're grateful we finally figured it out.